Evet, Multiverse Lock kanalında Disco Elysium'da tekrardan karşınızdayız. Yanımda yine kelebek var.
Merhaba.
Kelebekle beraber kaldığımız yerden aynen devam ediyoruz. En son bölüm ne yaptık ya? Ben hiç hatırlamıyorum.
Yapacaklarımızı yazmıştık.
Yapacaklarımızı yazdık. Evet.
Hatırlaman için.
Ama geçen bölüm ne yaptık?
Can böyle. Ve oldu oyunu.
Aynen birazcık oldu ya oynamayalı. Geçen bölüm sanırım terasa çıktık. Kadınla konuştuk.
Kadınla hatta bir iki kere, üç kere.
Aynen 2 kere 3 kere bir git gel yaptık yani. Bir işte bu Hardy Brother'ların başındaki elemanla konuştuk filan filan. En son ikna ettik herkesi. O bunların avukatı sahile gitti.
Asarak ölmediğini tespit ettik.
Aynen asarak ölmediğini tespit ettik sonunda adamın. Şimdi ortada bir işte tecavüz var mı yok mu, kadınla nasıl bir ilişkileri varmış onu çözmeye çalışıyoruz. Adam bir de kimmiş neymiş diye. Şimdi yapacaklarımız, evet, geçen bölüm sonunda biz oturduk yazdık ne yapacağımızı. Çünkü birazcık işler karıştı. İlk öncelikle sahile gideceğiz. O avukattan önce büyük ihtimalle sahile gideceğim dedi. O hani sahile sürekli böyle buraya garip garip eşyalar atarlar. Onlar da sahile vurur derler. Kadın büyük ihtimalle eşya toplamaya falan gitti. Bir gidelim ona bir bakalım. Ondan sonra imza alacağız oradaki sarhoşlardan. Ondan sonracıma balkon kadın yazmışız ya, o kim?
İşte bu.
Tekrar o kadınla konuşacağız. Sonra Silvia ile konuşacağız. Kuno ile konuşacağız ve Evart'a gideceğiz. Yapacaklarımız bunlar. Hemen kendimi küçültüyorum ve Disco Elysium'a tam olarak dalışımızı sağlıyoruz. Hemen ağır adımlarla şeye doğru gidelim. Sahile doğru gidelim. Defterde böyle tikli gösteriyor. Kurbanın dövmeleri. Dövmeler için kadınla konuşacaktık. Bir de oranın tarihe hakim biriyle konuşacaktık.
Kadınla konuştuk galiba.
Kadınla konuştuk aynen. Tarihe hakim biriyle konuşacağız. O kim tam kestiremedik onu ya, değil mi?
Henüz bulamadık.
Koş koş. 41. karakol yürümez. Hadi bakayım. Şimdi bakalım bu kadını nerelerde bulacağız. Burada bizim araç. Şöyle sahilden. Güzel bir gidelim bakalım. Arada bir yerde belki o kadınla denk geliriz. O müzik bir değişti ya. Burada böyle mi çalıyordu müzik? Burada bir durum yok. Ay keşke şey yapsaydık ya. Fast travel yapsaydık. Buralarda bir şeyler yok gibi görünüyor. Para buldum. Burada bak bir şey buldum. Ne? İlk kez görüyorum. Ayo, bu çocukların yanında. Ben bunu daha önce görmedim mi ya?
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles.
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Ne güzel geçitimiz oldu.
Kullansın mı?
40 kere dolanmak zorundayız. Şuradan direkt geçeriz artık. Bunlar ne böyle? Bunlardan şişe filan şey çıktı.
Mükemmel. Niye böyle bir şey var ya?
Böyle bir şey var mıydı ya? Burada da para varmış.
Böyle bitirdin mi ki komple?
Valla bitirmemiş olabilirim.
Bence bir baksaydın iyice.
Bakacağım. Burada bir merdiven bulduk ama ona çıkamıyoruz galiba. Evet, sanırım bitmiş. Başka bir şey yok. Buralarda bir şeyler var mı? Şöyle sahilden devam edelim. Koşturalım.
Şey mi var?
Nerede?
Şu suyun içinde böyle bir
Bu mu?
oluyor. Evet.
O herhalde kaya ya.
Tamam. Tamam.
He, buz parçası.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody?
Bu arada ses nasıl?
Bana iyi geliyor.
You and the seagull are just alike. Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation.
Çok üzüldüm. Bana bir tık sık geziyor ya ses. Allah Allah. Bana öyle geliyor herhalde.
Bir kontrol
Then
et
their
istersen.
paradise became shit city.
Yo, şu an
And
iyi.
what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of no time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you.
Bu 4 değil mi? Ben hala romantik biriyim.
Sure, inside, but outside it's a tough world. You've got to do whatever it takes to survive, and you do. Question is, will you admit that to yourself? Good boy.
Düşünce verecek galiba ya, ondan öyle dedim. Kime?
Exactly. The seagull
Lan
doesn't take.
sağlığımıza. Moral de arttı.
Mart olduğumuzu
Mart olduğumuzu kabul etmek
Neşemiz ya.
aynen öyle yani. Neler neler sağladı bize. Kadın acaba o şeyle, böcekçiyle tanıştığımız taraftaki sahilde mi ya?
Çok güzel su geldi.
Evet, sesle ilgili sıkıntımızı da çözdük. Kaldığımız yerden aynen devam ediyoruz. Koş abi, niye koşmuyorsun? Buralarda bir şeyler yok. Koş koş koş koş. Şurada bir şey var gibi. Sigara bulduk. Tiomoturini ismini aklımıza kaydettik. Nedense önemli bir şey olacak dedi. Onunla ilgili. Ama neden hiçbir fikrim yok. Herhalde sigara markasıydı bu arada ya. Aslında çok da işimize yaramayacak galiba. Böyle koşturmaya devam. Koş koş koş koş koş. Aa bak, burada ne buldum? Burada bir merdiven var. Bu binanın içine girilebiliyor. Ama nasıl acaba? Bir şekilde bu tarafına mı çıkmamız lazım ki? Oh, gözlük buldum. Kıyafet bulunca ne kadar çok seviniyorum ya. İşbirlik veriyor. Görselinizden biri alıyor. Sahilde bir şey bulamadık ya. Ya buradan gidilmiyor mu ya? Tüh.
Tequila Sunset.
Buna imza atıyorum belgeyi.
What's it about? Maybe you've heard. I used to be a very successful businessman.
I got a freebie when I purchased a whole carton of cigarettes. Smoke cigarettes, get a free pen. Deals don't come any sweeter.
The writing under the Tiny Crown logo reads, Royal Extra.
Thanks, Rosie. Hey, Abs.
Don't you? You cool, have a go.
I need you to sign this document.
Don't call her.
Don't call Abaquo. Great job, Abs. Nailed it. Hey, guys.
About fucking time, man.
Don't call, have a go.
Thank you for your services, gentlemen. Should we go and mail these? I think I saw a mailbox on the plaza.
Okey. Bunu maille dedi ya, o kütüphanecinin önündeki mail şeyinden vereceğiz herhalde. Yok, kadını bulamadım ya. Buraya girmiştik değil mi? Girdiysek de şunu görmemişiz. Algı çok önemliymiş bu oyunda ya. Valla bir daha oynayacak olsam algımı fullerim yani. Aa bak, burada da bir şey çıkmış. Şurada da bir şey var.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
Yes, for sending mail.
You drop the white envelope in the... About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this... Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug ever.
All right, let's go back to Everard. If we don't mention anything to him, he won't know before it's too late.
Aynen. Doğru Everard'a gidiyorum. Aa bak burada da bir şey çıkmış. Bir şey söyleyeceğim, bu sefer de sesler fazla mı? Oo. 3 tane verdi. Burada acaba böyle sarılı bir şey bulacağız mı ya? Şunu bir kurcalayayım mı tekrar?
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. Sliding out, a drawer, hundreds of documents, and the same materials you already went. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, all items on the drawer. Slide.
Bir şey yokmuş. Bunlarda da bir şey yok. Okey. Nereden gidiyordu Everard'a? Şuradandı galiba. Nice. Evet. Ne giyineyim? Oyunculuk giyineyim mi? Yalan söyleyeceğiz gibi çünkü. Değil mi? Azıcık oyunculukla ilgili bir şeyler giyinelim. Sanırım yalan söyleyeceğimiz için işimize o gelecek gibi geliyor bana. Ama bakalım. Harika bir şekilde çıkacağız yine Everard'ın karşısına. Muhteşemiz.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today?
Evet, söylüyorum.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course, my friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinaise'de a real... You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk...
Judging from how happy he is, it looks like you did it. He doesn't appear
Güzel.
to suspect trickery. Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done. An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character, so watch out.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy, the one he described as terrifying.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track.
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
Allah Allah, nesini çözecekler abi?
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Kim diye soruyorum direkt.
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she be?
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
Okey. Bu zevki tattırmayalım diyor. O zaman biri sormayayım mı?
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now,
She will be there from 2200 hours.
Okay.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
2'yi soruyorum.
order it. You know my men didn't kill him. They told you. It was a happy accident. You know how it is. No one takes the initiative. If I wanted him dead, I would have had to do it myself. And I'm too fat for that. Why a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain from it?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war. Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1, and that's just Martinaise's. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men.
Doğru diyor. Bence bu adamı öldüren çok bambaşka biri ya. Hiç bununla alakası olmayan biri çıkacak. Bu ondan faydalanmak
The
istiyor
more they
sadece.
send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste. Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
Ne diyeyim? 2 olabilir aynı.
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it's already happening. No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss from...
He really doesn't know.
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother.
He really doesn't.
2,372. Plus your...
2,373 is, and they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to... With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be...
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical... All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities... The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his Benefed, and your wacky
Benefed is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperidone.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share, and I'd keep...
He's basically admitting to it.
Şimdi normalde bir derdim.
Aynen, ben de bir derdim de.
Ama silahla ilgili falan başımıza bir sıkıntı çıkarır mı diye endişeleniyorum.
Aynen.
O yüzden 3 mü diyelim yoksa 1 demek ister misin?
Bence 3 ya.
Tamam.
Sonra rapor edeceksek ederiz diye düşünüyorum, o fırsatı verirse tabii oyun.
Tamam.
You know why you're such a good detective, Harry. You don't get sidetracked. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinaise's.
Bir diyorum ben yine de.
Let's look at the big picture. Martinaise's as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start business. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
Okay. Bir.
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is off the table. It's such a small and insignificant slice of revenue, I'm cutting it. Boys, Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinaise and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering?
Dört mü diyorsun? Bırakalım mı konuyu? Evet. Burası daha siyasi bir soru olduğu için 4 diyerek merkeziyetçiliğimizi koruyoruz.
Ben karışmam. Ben farklı bir şey derdim. O yüzden bir şey
Okay,
değil
tamam.
ya.
Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Clare's household, my friend, and a special place in the future. We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big time mode, Harry.
Leonard kimdi ya?
Hatırlayamadım.
Ben de hatırlıyorum.
İyi
Neyse.
söyleyecek misin bu arada yoksa hiç şey yapmayayım biliyorsun.
Bir söyleyebiliriz ya.
Bilemedim ben de ama söyleyebilirsin aslında.
Aynen, söylüyorum.
Bakalım.
Harry, by now you should know I would well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout.
So the village is doomed.
You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland, there's nothing left. But mark my words, officers, we are going to reset it. Reset. I have big plans for Martinaise, and they do not include humans living in those... Harry, imagine a youth center, supermarket, church complex.
Ya hepsini şeyle ama uyuşturucu parasıyla şey yapmışsın.
The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
Değil mi? 2.
I accept your salute, Harry. All of it is true. I've got the center. I've got...
There is true indignation in his voice when he speaks about the state of things. And then there will be a giant statue of him towering above it all.
Bir.
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinaise's rebuilt. 5-story building complexes, kids off speed.
You would look nice as a statue.
Damn right I'm up to something, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as Joyce Messier. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace. Great, Harry, great. I think we've truly built a bridge between Martinaise's and Jamrock today. This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
Biri sormuş mu?
Mr. Dubois, I'm always happy to educate a very nice Harry.
Tecrübe puanınızı verebilirsin.
Aynen. Ne vereceğiz? Şurada ne vardı? Ay yanlışa girdim ya.
Yine buradan mı açacaksın?
Yo, buradan açmak zorunda değilim. Şey fısıltısı, empati verdi. Ha, daha vermedi, verecek. Yani buradan vermek zorunda değilim ya. Şuradan bir çıkayım da şak şak şak şak o herifin daktilo sesi. Çık abi şuradan. Heh. Şey verebiliriz ya, buradan verebiliriz. Bir haritaya bir bakalım. En çok neye ihtiyacımız var şu an bizim? Çevremizin kas gücü, ülkel içgüdü, soğukkanlılık, açtık soğukkanlılıkları. Bunları bir kere daha deneyeceğiz. El yatkınlığı, soğukkanlılık, el yatkınlığı. Bayağı da bir şey açmışız ya. Soğukkanlılıkları deneyip acaba olmazsa soğukkanlılık mı bassam tekrar? Soğukkanlılık nasıl olsa basacağız yani.
Nasıl istersen.
Basabiliriz yani bir tane daha. Biz ne konuşmuştuk? Retorik, oyunculuk. Oyunculuk 10 zaten. Üstümüzde çok güzel kıyafetler bulduk oyunculukla ilgili. Bence oyunculuğa ekstra bir şey vermeye gerek yok. Manipülasyon fena değil. Otoritemiz iyi. Algımız çok iyi. 7 bence güzel bir puan. Yani bir şey bulamazsak algıya verebiliriz.
Tamam.
Leonard bu muydu ya? Bu değildi değil mi Leonard?
hey, mister.
Yok.
No trouble at all, mister.
Aa, şurada bir şey
Hey,
çıkmış.
no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like Mr. Everett doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
Sorabilirsin bence hepsini sırayla.
Aynen bence de.
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Everett's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does. But a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow in all kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both left with the first autumn rains and...
South Safari. A lot of bulk chemical manufacturing going on there. A lot of cargo ship.
He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him.
Oil for the wheels. Much needed in stressful times like these.
Whoa, he's really something. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some union men. Oh, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say. His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you. I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Everett would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister.
Okay.
The night guard. Ooh, he's a peculiar fellow. He's the strong, silent type, you could say. We talk all the time, but I don't really know much about him. He plays petanque with my old human studies teacher. They lived on the same street their entire lives. Even dated the same girl on and off for as long as I can remember. Strange fellows. Mr. Martin was always real nice to me in school. I remember what Mr. Martin, yes. Don't really remember much about him. I was just a boy back then. Sure, mister. What?
Aces high.
Güzel. Düşüncemizi tamamladık.
For the rest of
Empati veriyor ve polis ruhu veriyor. Düşünce bonuslarımız şu an artı 3 artı 1. Buradan aslında bu değil de dayanıklıca öğrenme sınırı artarak 4 olur. Dayanıklımız kaç ki bizim? Aslında o düşünceyi kaldırabiliriz ya. Dayanıklık çünkü öğrenilmiş beceriyle de veriyormuş. Neyse. Bir kıyafetimizi değiştirelim. Şöyle doğru düzgün bir şey giyelim. Şimdi ondan sonra gideceğiz buna. Okay. Şunu hala da şey yapamadık ya. Cesedin ilk incelemesi tamamlandıktan sonra kime sor diyor. Sorayım mı şimdi kime? Cesedi ilk incelemesi bitti. Ağır adımlarla. Hiçbir şey çıkmadı.
Akşam mı demişti ama bir
Akşam.
şey yanlış mı?
Bilmiyorum, olmazsa akşam soralım ya ondan sonra. Belki olabilir.
Sırf ben senin hakkında konuşmak istiyorumun içinde falan mı çıkar acaba?
O da olabilir.
Yes? What about me?
Şöyle bir şey çıkmış.
What? This? It's just seasonal clothing. Where is this going?
Bunu söylememe gerek var mı ya? Hadi söyledim ya.
Interesting. I think
it's no mere brain.
okay. And something happened in that brain?
Aynen.
I do not have a thing with Revolutionary Air Brigade. Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
The revolutionary must have added a little luster to it. For a 10-year-old Kitsuragi. He will never admit it though.
Hiçbir zaman kabul etmeyecekti. O zaman teşekkürler diyorum.
Good. Good. Let's change the subject.
Sanırım bir şey çıkmayacak. Şimdi tekrardan kızla konuşmaya gidebiliriz. Haritadan direkt ışınlanabiliyor muyuz? Yok.
Bunu gece falan gitmeyecektik değil mi kim yokken?
Yok.
Tamam.
Hatırlayamadım yani öyle bir şey.
Kızla konuşup bir de Kuno'yla mı konuşacağız orada?
Aynen.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's...
I understand.
Sakin ol havalı polisim. 1.
Olur.
Ha.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions.
Okay.
No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
İradeyi dinleyeceğiz ya.
Evet, çok arada kalıyoruz ya.
Yok, arada kalmıyoruz aslında. İradeyi dinleyeceğiz ki...
If you
Aynen.
knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
1.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer,
What happens if they do?
they will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill. Then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Here we go. For once, you seem to have her off guard. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
İki.
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just
bayağı
entered
anlattı.
me. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Aynen 2.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Beş. 5'e ne diyorsun?
She looks down with a wince. Her cigarette has since she throws it away, and immediately
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
this doesn't fit with the testimony of Titus Hardy. He said she was
Evet.
higher than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection. As far as you can. She pulls on the cigarette, looking up at the sky. Her hair ripples in the breeze as she stands there, silent.
When he was shot, I may have. I don't know.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
Okay. 3.
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was... Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong. Ruby, you know, the leader.
8. kişi mi?
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Ha, she's the dedi, evet.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
Okay.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boy.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone... What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot. It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Clausia.
Okay. Ah, pardon.
Because I'm an idiot.
Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
Mantık ne yapacağını şaşırdın artık. İki.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Kadına dokunmuş bu durum, okey.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days.
Yapar, yapar ablam. O geri zekalı çocuk yapar.
So I called you.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That
Oyunculuk
is
sana
awesome.
güvenmiyorum Su.
Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then?
Evet, demek ki bu aramadı. O zaman kim aradı gerçekten?
She did, of course. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer, and it makes you sweat.
Bu aramış olabilir bir noktadan sonra.
Ya bence de bu
Ya şu
aramış
şeyden bir
olabilir
de
de.
diğer kızla konuştuk mu biz diğer kızla?
Yok,
bir de?
sırada
Onunla
bu
da
var.
bir daha bir konuşalım da o zaman anlarım.
What? Why would I put myself through this? He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are in. It could have been a desire murder. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand. And now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Böyle bir şey mi yapsak? Ya ne yaptık? Ya da bu onu da sorabiliriz.
Ha ben şey diyecektim ya, bu konuyu hiç şey yapmasak mı? Bence gerçekten bu vurmamış çünkü.
Ya muhtemelen yine de sormak istediğin yani tecrübe puanı falan alırım diyorsan sor ya da değiştirebilirsin konuyu.
Hep bir de şeyler attı ya bu teoriler ortaya. İşte.
Evet, onlara da güvenemediğim için.
Aynen.
Tamam, nasıl rahat edersen istediğin gibi.
6 diyorum o zaman.
Tamam.
Like what?
Ya mu sorayım?
Tamam.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
Okey. Bakarız. Bir mi?
Olabilir, hani nereden ateşlenmiş,
Yes,
ne olmuş
you
diye.
see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Okey.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravish.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting.
Oo.
I need the names of the companies involved.
The job was Lou's doing County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have...
Lowe's cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just a lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with.
That can wait. Look into her eyes.
Değil mi?
There's more.
Empati diyor yalnız bunu, irade demedi. Daha fazla zorlamıyorum o yüzden.
Tamam.
Of course, this case takes precedence.
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
3. Ya ben çok kadını öldürmeye geldiklerini düşünmüyorum. Bence adamı öldürdüler direkt.
Tamam.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing I know, is that you'll get nothing from there.
Okay.
She nods silently. He's thinking, are we done here?
Bitmedi mi?
Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brute. This guy won't
Allah.
budge. You have to wake Multiface up forcefully if you want to continue pushing her.
Okay. 1.
Okay.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and willow wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
Wow.
Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. Yes, start at the top. Choose at the bottom. It's how we've always done it. No, see?
İki ile başlayalım bence.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late. Sometime after.
It checks out.
Sıkıştırayım biraz bence. Bence öyle ya.
But I know the time of the call too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you officers, but I am now.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name.
Okay. Okay, it's not.
I know it.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it. No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Maya Smith, to hurt me.
Pasaportunu da bulamadık. O kadar sahilde gezdik.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. It's useless.
The wind rises, so do the hairs on your back. Somewhere west, small bubbles rise from a plastic ball floating in the water. Rusty, the color of oversteeped tea. Long, spindly arms are spinning the boy around, turning it, inspecting it like a magic 8-ball, trying to find a way to snap it open.
Biri şu an şamandırayı araştırıyor.
Nothing is useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe, right near the water line.
Okay. Karşı tarafta yani değil mi? Yanlış anlamadım yeri. Neyse gösterir zaten herhalde. Gerçek ismini öğrenelim ya.
It's a
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants.
Lan
I'm
işte bas.
nationalized Oranese.
Neye basmadan
All I
öyle.
remember is Oraniye. Alasya is my father's name.
Ha, tamam çok da kötü bir şeye basmamışım.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the wind on the roof. She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
Ne yapacaksın?
Ya şu şamandırayı araştırıp en azından gelip tutuklamak istiyorum kadını. Kadının da olayla ilgili aşırı, yani gerçi aşırı suçu yok değil mi? Yani full silme yalan söyledi yani bize. Sen ne düşünürsün?
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be
Aynı
punished
yola
for
çıkıyor.
deceiving us. We demand her anxiety.
Okay.
We demand her fear.
Tutukluyorum.
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police investigation. She purposefully misrepresented information. Fucking mind games.
Herkes coştu.
That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her
İki.
in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
Fragile, unshielded.
I think I know who did it. Who shot
Oh.
Lenny. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby.
Sor bakalım.
She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty...
What she's saying is sex.
Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing...
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
Ne diyorsun?
Yani öldürmüş olacağını tahmin ediyor ama herhalde elinde bir şey yok değil mi?
Aynen sanırım. Üç bence. Biraz böyle politik.
Peki.
I know what this sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came down. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone too.
Evet,
She
bir
cleaned
de
it all up like she had a plan.
evet, ben de onu düşündüm aslında. Hani dedi ya işte
Evet.
Ruby geldi ve bir anda hani tuvalete asmaya başladı adamı. Yani kimsenin aklına gelmez böyle bir şey.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
Ya ama şimdi şöyle, madem Ruby öldürdü bunu. Bu aşağıdaki 7 kişi de tamam biz de öldürdük diyor.
Ama Ruby'yi onlar da koruyor farkındaysan.
Yo, Ruby'yi onlar da koruyor da şimdi 8. de gelip linç ettik öldürdük kardeş diyebilirdi yani. İşin içinde sanki farklı bir durum da varmış gibi yani.
Sormaya devam edelim. Biri sorduk değil mi? Daha demin birinin cevabıydı.
Aynen. Aynen. 2 ile devam edelim.
Ne olur.
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before. I can tell when someone... And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked.
Some of that fear is still with her. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
She could have had access to the roof. You've noticed that door there, right? Maybe it leads downstairs.
Yandaki kapı mı?
She could have come to the roof through that, then taken the shot right here, where I stand. It was dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird.
Okay.
Okay, and what?
Evet, şimdi ne olacak gerçekten?
Arrest the liar now. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there.
Doğru, bence güzel bilgi verdi. Kadın işimize yarayabilir bir de ya.
Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful.
İki.
Tutuklayacak mısın?
Yani sıkıştırma değil mi? İki birazcık sıkıştırma gibi geldi bana. Biraz daha üzerine git sonra onu rahat bırak diyor ya.
Tamam. Ben direkt tutuklar diye tahmin ettim ama tamam.
Direkt tutuklar mı ya? Direkt tutuklamasın ya.
Yo iki de istersen.
İnşallah direkt tutuklamaz. Allah direkt neyse.
Still? After all this, sir, please. It's a shitty world, and I know I'm shitty too, but I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste.
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
İki.
You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me in right now. I promise I won't go out anymore at night. I'll be right here.
Abi keşke şu an dönüp kime sorabilsek ya.
I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months. Or maybe even 1 month. That's all I need.
You do have the form.
Teğmen de birazcık o tarafta.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim is beyond compromised.
Kimin de mi ayarları kaçmış diyorsun yani? Yok be oğlum. Sen de abarttın artık İrade.
Definitely, sire.
Everything could change. This city, the extradition rules, the people after me could be in jail.
There is desperation there, in that silence. A cornered animal looking for a way out.
Maybe Ravishol could be free. I could be tried in a free Ravishol. An independent state that doesn't hand its detainees over to the moral intern.
A free Revachol. There is a low, distant rumble on the motor tracks. A great machine shaking the pillars down south.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
Şimdi kadını tutuklamanın dışında bence 3 güzel bir söz. Ama 3 söyledikten sonra kadını tutuklayamayacaksak o da sıkıntı. Ya şimdi kadını tutuklamayalım birazcık arada kaldım. Kadını tutuklamazsak buradan kaybolursa o bana çok sıkıntı yani. Okey 3.
The world can change. It's changed.
Her political overture has succeeded, you see. This was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. You alone stand on the throne of you.
Ben karar verdim.
Okey. Bir de bir diyeyim bari.
I don't know. To spend my days with smoke, drink and dance, wallowing in shit. Just like everyone else.
She looks at you in silence. Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. You'd be without your partner for the rest of the day. Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
Okey. Şimdi kim giderse kim erken gidiyor. 4 kimin gidişi için bir tık erken bir saat. Yani gün biterken gitse eyvallah da. Bu saatte giderse sıkıntı. Hani şey demişti ya kim erken giderse bazı şeylerde başarı oranınız düşebiliyor diye. O yüzden kim bence erken bir tık. Evet o zaman şöyle bir konuştuk. Ve şimdilik tutuklamıyoruz. Ama gün içinde fikrimiz değişip gelip tutuklayabiliriz yani. Hiç belli de olmaz yani. Okay.
I won't, sir.
She nods. The
Ah,
nerves
okay.
pull.
Okay.
Bunların hepsini sormuşuz zaten. Şimdi konuyu
She
konuşlandıralım.
slowly lights another cigarette and steadies
Neymiş
her
ya?
breath.
Vay
As if in
düşünce.
the presence of some tiger.
Şehrin fısıltısı
Var mıydı ya?
olabilir. Bakalım mı bir?
Bakalım.
Şimdi kimle konuşamıyoruz? Ya kim ben neden sen de bunları böyle bir istişare edemiyorum güzel arkadaşım ya. Ne biçim ortaksın abi? Şehrin fısıltısı. Üstümüzde var mı eksi veren? Şu an yok gibi görünüyor. Şehrin fısıltısı. Yok değil mi üstümüzde? Yok. Tamam.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
%58 yapıştırıyorum.
A warm
Güzel.
cold rises around you, encircling the building you stand on. You feel its twisting shapes, bits of paper and birds on the thermal. Because it's warm, from the gathering spring, from the ocean, from the vapor, a great cumulus is formed, a cloud castle 1,000 meters high. For her, the guests, waiting. As safe as you keep her. For Gloria, soon these clouds will all fall down as rain. Spring will come. 2 more months, maybe less. It's time.
You mean here in Martinaise'de? I'm waiting for the miracle to happen. It'll take one to get me out of the mess I'm in.
And what would that miracle be?
The return, of course. Now, I know I'm not from around here. I would only be hitchhiking. The return is a big hit in the industrial espionage circles. A lot of desperate, seedy types there. All screwed in this Don't you know, sir? I thought you were from around here. You look like Mr. Revachol.
Bir.
The return, well, it's part urban myth, part political science. It's a fool's hope, sir. And it's also all I've got. In Revachol West. They say it will happen soon, and that it will change everything.
Le retour.
Sırayla gidiyorum.
As I said, there's talk. In the competitive intelligence crowd, a lot of people, like me, no. I came all this way on a false passport and some money. To hide, most, where the walls are still porous and you can slip through.
Still, the story influenced her choice of where to run. It must have some hidden layers.
Soon. But it's been soon for almost half a century now, so no need to worry, Lieutenant. I'm sure the streets will not erupt in seditious violence just yet.
These streets? I'm not so sure, miss.
Of the king, of the nation, of communism, return on investment. I don't know exactly. It's meant to be vague, but at the same time, I mean, things can't go on.
It's an empty vessel, an amphora waiting to be filled. Something always returns from the past. It's how the future happens. Many guesses turn out to have...
Yeah, I guess it is.
So she thinks, at least partly, that this return will feature a self-governing Revachol. She has already placed her bets.
I do.
I agree, detective. Something is coming. trouble. It will be a hot spring.
Something is happening in this city.
Her thought trails off. The wind picks up again. Above her, a great cumulus cloud rises, ready to fall down as precipitation. April will come.
Okay. Şimdi bir tane ana görev aldık. Evet, yeni görevler de aldık. Bu kısmı da böylece güzelce hallettik bence. Disco Elysium serisi kaldığı yerden aynı şekilde devam edecek. Serinin oynatma listesi burada çıktı. Oradan girip istediğiniz bölümü izleyebilirsiniz. Lütfen kanala abone olun, güzel yorumlar yazın, videoyu beğenin. Bu şekilde. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşmek üzere. Haydi bay bay.
Bye.